Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Grace and today I'm going to be kicking off a little hamstring series that I am doing on my channel. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, then welcome to the series. I'm happy to have you here practicing with me today. We are going to kick off with a practice that I've titled Ease In. So this is going to be perfect for you regardless of whether you want to do the whole series or you just want to pick and choose which sessions you want to do. You are going to need a yoga belt, a yoga strap today. If you don't have one of those, a dressing gown cord is going to do just fine. I would highly recommend investing in one. They're only a few pounds and they can really help transform your yoga practice. So let's come onto our mats. Have your props ready to go and we will get started. We're going to begin in a tabletop pose today. So just make your way down onto your yoga mats. Stack your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. We'll point the toes back. And maybe just take a little wiggle here first. So maybe a little push back, bum to heels. Get out any little clicks. If you're anything like me, your body might already start clicking away. It's fine. As long as there's no pain with those clicking sounds, we are all good. Take a couple of deep breaths. Also now come back to stillness. You're welcome to close your eyes if you want to. And we're just going to start out really simple, mobilizing the spine a little bit. We're going to move through 5 full rounds of cat-cow. So as we inhale, we're going to drop our bellies down towards the mat. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the gaze towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, take it back the other way. So chin on the chest, arch through the upper back, tailbone tucks under. Inhale, lifting up into our cow. Exhale, take it down to cat. Keep breathing through your nose. Inhale up. Exhale down. And we don't want to rush with this, really take your time. Let's go for one more round, really good work. Inhale, coming up. Keep those eyes closed if you want. Exhale all the way down into cat. And I want you to hold your cat pose here. So think about creating that kind of cartoon angry cat shape with the upper back. Maybe push the tops of your feet down. Little squeeze of the core. And then release. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Maybe take a little wiggle side to side. Well done. Now from here we're going to start taking it out into the hips a little bit. So I want you to lift your right knee up and off your mat. Keep everything as it is. And just start to make small little circles with that knee. So we're working into the hip joint here. Getting a little bit more blood flow to that area as we're going to be working with it quite a lot. So maybe reverse the direction of your circles. One more. Remember to keep breathing. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's take that right leg out to the side. So you're going to step your right foot off your mat, straighten out your leg, and keep your right toes pointing forward towards the top of your mat. Little bit of engagement through your core here, and as we breathe up, we're going to stack the shoulders on top of the hips. So coming all the way up, big reach, total stretch through the body. Like I said, keep those shoulders stacked over your hips. And if we can, if we notice that right foot's come forward a little bit, wiggle it back. So that knee and the arch of the right foot are in one line. Lift your arms, breathe in, and out. Well done. Now take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to drop our right hand to our right leg and just gently ease our way over to the side. And as you lean into the right side of the body, you'll notice we start to feel a little bit of a deeper stretch in the groin. Keep breathing. And try and open your chest to the ceiling a little bit if you can. One more. Good work. We're going to inhale, lift back up. Stretch through the fingers, maybe look up as well. And then as we exhale, take your left hand all the way down onto your yoga mat, or the floor, fingertips all the way down, and then reach over, right hand going all the way over to that left hand side. Feel that stretch all the way from your right foot up to the right fingertips. Flatten the palm if there's space. hold, one more breath. Amazing, we're going to drop our right hand down onto our yoga mat, come forward, back to that tabletop alignment, and then kick your right foot out behind you and maybe release. Big circles with the knee, maybe noticing if we can make bigger circles this time. Keep breathing, reconnect to that breath, and then release. Amazing, let's switch sides. So keeping your tabletop nice and strong, start to make circles with that left knee. Keep the toes flexed if we can, and try not to rush. Really take your time with this. Remember, reverse the direction of that circle. Awesome. Let's step our left foot out and off the mat. Left foot still facing forwards. Line up the right knee in the arch of that foot. Breathe in, engage the core, lift the arms. Big full body stretch. Really try and lift through the front of your hips here. So try not to stick your bum out. Gently push the hips forward. You'll feel the hip flexors start to stretch out a little bit there. Full breath in. Exhale, left hand to left leg. You can just gently rest it down and lean over. You should feel that groin starting to fire up a little bit. Remember to breathe. Awesome, one more deep breath in and out. Let's take it up through center. Inhale, look up, exhale, drop your right hand all the way down, lean over with that left hand. Hips are still pushing forward. We're opening through the chest slightly here as well. Nice, enjoy that total full body stretch. One more breath. Good work. Drop your left hand down, circle it forwards, find your tabletop, and then again we'll circle out that hip. Hopefully feeling a bit more lightness through that hip joint, a bit more openness. Nice, let's drop it back to our tabletop pose and take another little wiggle out if you need. Maybe just a gentle twist side to side, or maybe you want another cat-cow. That's all good. Amazing. Keep your fingers spread out wide. Find that tabletop pose. And we're going to wake up our core a little bit from here. Final asana from our tabletop. We're going to come into a few rounds of our bird dog. So keeping your right hand on your mat, we're going to kick our right leg all the way back. And what I want you to avoid doing is opening that right hip to the ceiling. So keep everything square. And then here's where you can start really starting to switch on that core. So hug your belly button in, keep your neck long, and reach your left hand forward. So let's point the toes and really reach through the fingers. Deep breath in. Exhale, replace hand and knee. Moving with our breath now. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, drop it down. Keep that neck long, keep looking down at your mat. Inhale out, exhale down. Let's keep moving with the breath. Inhale, right hand, left foot. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, and exhale. Keep that core firing. Inhale, push with that hand that's still on the mat. Exhale down. One more here, big inhale, big reach. Exhale. Release down, maybe take a sign out breath. Well done, tuck those toes underneath. Really think about screwing your hands into your mat. Full breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to lift those hips. Here we go, first downward facing dog. Well done, guys. Now, you might need to readjust your hands a little. That's all good with me. And absolutely no pressure whatsoever to straighten those legs. Don't worry, that can take you years and years and years of practice to get to. Not really the point of the pose either. Let's keep a soft bend in the knees if we need. Belly towards the thighs, big stretch through the chest. Maybe pedal the heels, so drop one heel down, straighten that leg, and then switch. Really well done. And then let's find a little bit of stillness. Nice. Now from here, full breath in. If we're already on the balls of the feet, then don't worry. I just want you to lift more onto your toes. But from wherever you are, you're just going to lift your heels a little bit so your hips lift high. And then as we exhale, we're going to soften onto the knees. Keep those hands screwed into your mat and push the hips back. Coming into our child's pose. Now we're going to link these two poses together, using the breath. So maybe close your eyes if you want to, if you're feeling a bit adventurous with your practice today and you just want to focus on that sensation. But off we go. Inhale, come to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop it down. Bum to heels, stretch it out. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's keep it moving. Inhale, lift. Really big stretch through those legs. Exhale, child's pose. Push, bum to heels. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple more. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, lower down, bum on the heels. One more of these, back to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Really well done. Take a breath. Let's keep those fingers spread out wide and then wake up that core again. So if you've lost that connection to it, little squeeze, belly button towards the spine, keeping your legs as long as you can. Come onto the balls of your feet and tiptoe your way to the top of your yoga mat, landing with your feet out about hip width, distance apart. And we'll come into one of my favourite asanas, which is ragdoll pose. So I want you to take a soft bend in your knees, really release your head. So maybe you want to sway a bit from side to side. Maybe take that same movement that we had in our down dog, of pedaling the heels. So it's that kind of sensation of straightening one leg, bending the other, and then switching a little bit. And what I tend to see here is a lot of craning of necks, a lot of looking forward. I invite you to just really relax your head here. Take the weight out of your shoulders. And it might feel quite nice to catch hold of opposite elbows. Reconnect your breath. And please don't worry if we're taking quite a generous bend in the knees. That is totally fine. Over time, you're going to be able to straighten those legs a little bit more. We're going to release our elbows if we've got hold of them. If you've got lower back issues, I just want you to bring your hands onto your legs and walk your way up to stand. But if we're all good, just uncurl nice and slowly on an inhale. And as we exhale, drop the shoulders, stand up tall, Tadasana, mountain pose. Really well done. Nice work. Okay, from here, I want you to spread out your toes, drop your hands down by your waist, find that nice strong Tadasana once again. We're going to come through a few half vinyasas here, so really focusing on joining the movement with the breath. Inhale, lift your arms up and over your head. And as you exhale, we're going to flip the palms back down and really push the arms out, the chest forward. Big swan dive over your legs, getting the hands flat if we can, but of course no pressure if not. You're just going to rest your hands somewhere on your legs and look to the back of your mat. Now as we inhale, let's come to flat back position. So tented fingertips, straight legs, long spine. And if you are watching this and thinking, Grace, there is no way that that is happening, my hands are all the way up my legs, that is cool too. Hands up as far as you need to find length in your spine, that hinge in your hips and that stretch in your hamstrings. So wherever you've gone with this, breathe in, exhale, soften the knees, bow forward. Inhale, open the arms, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana, and let's keep flowing. Exhale, swan dive forward, open the chest, palms come flat, look to the back of your yoga mat, lift to flat back, inhale, exhale, bow. Inhale, reach up. Urdhva Hastasana, look up. Exhale, swan dive. Push that bum back, stretch out the hamstrings, relax your head. Lift to flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Let's go for one more. Exhale, swan dive forward all the way down. Inhale, lift to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bring the palms to prayer in front of your chest. Back to Tadasana. Really good work, well done. Now from here, I want you to grab your yoga belt. And I'm going to come to the middle of my yoga mat just so it's a bit easier for you guys to see, but you can stay standing at the top. Now if your yoga belt has one of these handy adjustable loops on the end, that's great, but I want you to ignore it for now, okay? So we're just taking the length of our yoga belt or our trusty dressing gown cord, that's fine. So I want you to drop the belt down onto your mat and I want you to stand down onto the belt. So you're going to bring the belt to the arches of your feet. We don't want it too far forward or too far back. And I want you to kind of use a little bit of intuition here with this. I want you to take hold of the strap at a point where you feel you can pull it and hinge forwards, okay? So generally, the more flexible we are in the hamstrings, the closer the hands are going to be to the feet here. And if you're like, yeah, I'm super tight in my hamstrings, I want you to take the belt all the way up. So I'll find about halfway for now, okay? Now I want you to soften into your knees a little bit. Really common misconception in our yoga practice is that we have to lock those legs all the time, and we really don't. It's oftentimes quite a bit safer to bend the knees anyway, so no pressure here. Just make sure what you're not doing is sinking into a sort of squat position. That's just going to load your quads, and it's going to be more of a strengthening exercise really. So I want you to think about just micro bending your knees. So enough that it takes that pulling sensation out, but not so much that it switches the integrity of the pose. Okay, so spread out your toes. Find that kind of little halfway position with the knees. Take a breath in, really lift and lengthen, open your chest. And then as we exhale, we're going to start pulling on our yoga belt. Pull your belly closer towards your thighs. Now the goal here is to maintain length in the spine and maintain that hip hinging movement. So breathe in, breathe out, pull. Start to use your arms, so really focus on each breath. With each inhale, we find a bit of length. With each exhale, we fold deeper. Let's hold for 3. For 2, maybe start relaxing your head. Last one, maybe find a way to get the hands closer to the feet if there's space. Shoulders are drawing away from the ears, last one. Amazing work. Now wherever you've gone with this, don't worry if we're not super far down into our fold. Take a breath in and just release about halfway. And then as you exhale, we're going to shuffle off our yoga belt and just set it over to one side. Drop your hands onto your mat, just release those legs. Maybe take a little pedal out through those heels. Maybe a little shake of your head and your neck. Really good work. Nice one. From here, we're going to heel toe our feet out to the long edges of our yoga mats. And we're just going to take a moment here just to release those legs. I know it's quite an intense hamstring stretch, that belted forward fold. So really push into your feet. Big inhale, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, palms to prayer. Maybe take a little roll through your shoulders. And if you feel like you need to, a little shake out through your legs. That's okay too. Just when you plant them back, make sure they are about as wide as your yoga mats. So we're going to enter from standing here. Nice wide-legged forward fold, or wider-legged forward fold, with a little bit of a twist as well. So inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, you're going to fold forward. So swan diving motion, chest forward and open, hands back. And move intuitively here. So like I said before, trust yourself with this judgment. Micro bend in the knees, and when you're ready, just release your hands onto your legs. Now if we can, if we've got a bit more space in the forward fold and we're down on our yoga mat, palms are flat, breathe in and out. Really nice. Okay, cool. So if we've got hold of the legs, what I want you to do is bring your right hand onto your left leg. Can be as high up or low down as we need. You're going to really twist your chest to that left side, so pull on that ankle with the hands, full breath in and lift up your left arm, big twist. Ooh, and hold. If we've got hands on the mat, tented fingertips, right hand down. Inhale, lift up, maybe even go for a little bind if you're open enough to do that. I'm gonna stay here, hand on the ankle, because it just feels good, feels nice. Let's squeeze the quads. Remember, the quads are working in a pair with the hamstrings. So keep them squeezing to help release those hamstrings, really lift, twist your chest, one more breath, look up. Exhale, looking down, take that left hand with you and over. Left hand to right ankle or shin or higher if we need, or we're on the mat. Yogi's choice, pick where you want to be. Inhale, open up and twist. Maybe going for that bind if you feel like it's in the practice today. Hold, couple more. Last one. Well done, and release all the way down and just hang out here for a moment. Sort of wide-legged ragdoll. If you want to take hold of those elbows again, go ahead. A little bit of a sway side to side. Awesome work. Now you guys will still be at the top of your mat. This is totally fine. Drop your hands onto your mat and just step your feet back, taking your time. We'll come into our downward facing dog once more. Really spread out the fingers and notice if we've freed up any space in those legs. So maybe we feel we can get those heels just a touch further down, but keep in mind what I said. Don't worry, it's not really the goal of downward facing dog to get those heels down. It's really not. Nice, let's lift up onto the toes as we inhale, and same as our little flow to warm up, knees down, and this time I want you to join the big toes together. Walk the knees out and come into extended child's pose, so a little bit deeper into the hips. Stretch your arms forward. Just take a few breaths. Really lovely pose, extended child's pose. One that the longer we stay in, often the more open we start to feel here and the more we start to get from the pose. Just let this pose tell you whatever you need to hear about your body today, and try and meet it there with a sense of acceptance. Try not to fight against it. If you're really feeling like, oh God, my hips are all the way up here and they're never going to get down, try and switch what you're thinking about in that sense. So maybe you've never ever been in this pose before, so of course your hips aren't going to be down. We've only been here once. Give yourself time. Really relax. I invite you to just unclench your jaw. Awesome work, guys. Keep breathing, keep focused. Really lovely. Looking forward, send that gaze out in front of you. Bring yourself up as you inhale. Bring the knees in. We'll come back to our tabletop pose. So from your tabletop pose, we're going to tuck the toes underneath again and lift back to downward facing dog. We're going to inhale and lift your right leg up as high as you can. So come into your split dog, and watch out for my plant as I'm here. Try and keep your shoulders as square as you can. Really lift up, point those toes as you inhale, and then exhale, send the gaze forward and take a big step through on your right foot. And we're going to lower onto our left knee. I can already hear what you're saying. If that transition perhaps didn't look as glamorous as you thought it was going to be, I don't want you to worry. All I want you to do is step your right foot through, and then if you need to, take hold of that right ankle and draw it through, left knee's coming down. It's another really common question I get. How can I improve my step through? Well, don't worry. If you step your foot through, you got your foot through. There's no such thing as cheating in yoga, so don't worry. Let's point the toes back, and we're going to inhale. We're going to lift up to a nice deep low lunge. So take it easy here and send your gaze up towards your thumbs. Very similar to the kind of shape we were trying to create at the beginning, with that leg out to the side. Stack your chest over your hips and just really reach up. Think about lifting from the front of the hips. Big breath in, and then as we exhale, we're going to come into our deepest hamstring stretch yet, half Hanumanasana. So I want you to send your hips down and back, drop your fingertips onto your mat, and lift those toes towards the ceiling. Okay, so please don't worry if your knee is a little bit bent here. I want you to focus on keeping your hips high and your chest lifted. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Well done. Now we're going to start to move between our low lunge and our half Hanumanasana. So inhale, come forward, sink your hips and lift your chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, send it back, lift the toes. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. 2 more of these. Inhale, low lunge, lift the chest. Exhale, half Hanumanasana. Last one. Inhale. Remember, breathe through your nose. Exhale back. Lift those toes. Amazing. Let's bring it back through into our low lunge. And we're going to finish this little sequence with one more pose. Lizard pose. It's more of a hip opening pose than specifically a hamstring stretch, but it's definitely going to help if you're holding on to tightness in that area of the body. Bring your left hand down first, and then bring your right hand inside your right foot. And just wiggle that right foot out a little bit, so you've got more space for your shoulders to drop forwards. Stay on your hands for this, and if you're feeling like, oh God, this is super intense for me, maybe grab a pillow, a bolster if you've got one, any kind of block or bulk if you have one to hand, and you can lift the floor towards you. So use something to rest your hands on. And if we can, left knee goes back a little bit, and really think about dropping your hips and staying with your breath. I want you to take 3 deep controlled breaths here. And as you exhale, I want you to visualize just letting go of tension in that right hip. Two. Last one. Well done. Let's wiggle our right foot to the middle of our mat. Move any props if you're using them. You've got an option here. Just step into your downward dog from here if you want. If you want a little bit of a challenge, hands on the mat, tuck your left toes underneath, and full breath in, swing your right leg back up into your split dog, and then drop back down. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Maybe go for some movement here if you want. Nice work. Left foot lifts up high, split dog. Let's go in for that second side. So really drive left leg all the way up. Exhale, look forward, swing your left leg through. Don't worry, we're not cheating. Bring that foot through with the hand if we need. Right knee down. Readjust. Just make sure that for your lunge, it feels comfortable. So there's a lot of talk in the yoga world about knees and ankles stacking and where they should be and what alignment happens. And you know, for me, I'm just keen for you to feel comfortable in this. But as though we're challenging ourselves, I want you to feel a stretch. So make sure that left leg is far forward enough so that you can drop your hips. Make sure there's no kind of shooting pain or really alarming signals coming from that knee. And if we're all good, we're all good. Lift the arms, inhale. Exhale. Just try and relax down into it. Quite intense, this low lunge, so remember to breathe. Take a full breath in, and then as we exhale, send the hips back, come into our half Hanumanasana, flex the toes towards the ceiling, keeping those hips high. Couple of breaths, push that heel down. Well done. Inhale, come forward, low lunge, same as our first side. Exhale, take it back. We can move the hands if we need, just try and keep the hips moving sort of along one plane if we can. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale, low lunge, lift the chest, maybe lift the gaze a little bit. Exhale, all the way back. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half Hanumanasana. Really well done. Let's come back to our low lunge. Inhale, ground the palms, either step into your downward facing dog or big breath in. Left foot lifts, split dog. And then drop it back down, pedal out the heels. Amazing work, well done. Let's lift onto the toes again, lower onto the knees. And from here, we're going to make our way onto our back. So come to lie flat on your yoga mat. Whew. Take your time getting down there. And I want you to just make sure that your yoga belt or your dressing gown cord are to hand, ready to go. Make yourself nice and comfy on your mat. And maybe just a windshield wiper out those knees. So really well done, especially if you are not used to stretching this intensely, then well done. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Nice, okay. I want you to keep your left foot on your mat, and let's grab our belt or our dressing gown cord. Now dressing gown cord peeps, I just want you to hook the cord over the arch of your foot. So same placement as our forward fold, but if you are one of the chosen ones with a yoga belt, it's okay, anyone can be a chosen one with a yoga belt. What am I saying now? If we've got a loop at the end of our belt, that loop can go on the foot and wiggle it down so it's on the arch. Perfect. Now wherever you are, keep that left leg bent. Take hold of the belt with the same hand. Breathe in. Exhale, kick the heel to the ceiling. You might want to wind the belt around your hand a couple of times, or we might be totally fine all the way down here. We might be working here, which is all good. Wherever you've gone, one hand, both hands on the belt. Main thing I want you to do is keep your shoulders flat on your mat, nice and relaxed. Keep a good amount of tension on that leg. Breathe in. Maybe we want to exhale, extend our left leg. Really nice, well done. And try and, I know it's a bit of a strange cue, pull with your arms as opposed to lifting with your shoulders and trying to fight with that right leg. Don't worry, I don't want your big toe to be in your eye or anything. That's not really the point of this. As long as you can feel it in your hamstring, then we are all good. Invitation, of course, to micro bend that knee. That is totally fine. One more deep and steady breath. Awesome work. Now we're gonna add on a little bit here, and we're gonna take this leg out to the side. So if you've got hold of your belt with both hands, release it into your right hand and push your left hand just gently into your left hip. So what we don't want is to kind of take everything over to the side and for our left hip to come flying off the mat. Okay, so keep your left hip down, take a breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to imagine you're opening the gate. So open that right leg to the side, keeping your left heel down. Now the more you pull your foot closer up towards your face, the more you're going to feel this in the groin. Okay, so try and keep both shoulders down, both hips down, breathe. And it really doesn't matter if we're all the way up here or all the way down here, it's what is working for your body today. Relax, So we'll go for 3. Two. The last one. Nice work. Breathe in to guide that leg up and exhale to bend that knee. And we'll take the strap off the foot and switch sides. So take your time with this. There's no crazy rush. I'm just going to adjust my loop a little bit. There we go. Okay, same as before. Full breath in. And exhale, extend. Maybe you're taking that right leg out. Remember, it's just an option. You don't have to go there if you don't want to. Try and keep your upper body nice and relaxed. And this is a really great one for you to do maybe as you're watching telly in the ad breaks, or just whenever you feel like you need it. Good one to do kind of at the end of the day. Make sure with your hamstrings you're not deliberately just trying to overstretch. You know, why are we trying to do that? Think about just opening up space there, more space than there was before you did the stretch. And if that's happened, then we're winning. It's all good. So don't worry, we're not trying to get into the splits here or do anything crazy. We just want to make sure we can tie our shoelaces and put on our socks without feeling like, oh my god, I'm going to pop a hamstring. Let's take that foot out to the side, full breath in, and exhale. Take the left leg out all the way. Make sure that right hip is down. Just try and relax it here. Remember, deep breaths through your nose is what's going to help kind of deepen the stretch a little bit and help you relax into it. 3. 2. 1 more. Well done. Inhale to guide your leg back up, and exhale, bend that knee. We'll take our belt off our foot and set that belt over to one side. Excuse me. Maybe you want another little rock of those knees side to side, a little twist. Maybe open your arms to a big T shape, or a bit of a stretch for your chest as well here. And then when you're ready, we'll close our eyes, bring your hands down by your waist, and extend your legs out. Shavasana, final resting pose. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And just try and relax here. Let your body sink into your mat. Relax any control you've built up over your breath. Just release any tension in your body, allowing yourself to rest here for a few minutes if you can. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me today. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening, week. And I will see you next time. Until then, namaste.